Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Sit with a Leader. Today's guest, is the principal of Phoebe Marketing Group since 1997, a company specialized in helping business owners with business development, training them and coaching them on 4 continents and in 5 languages. She brings to the table and to this show today more than 30 years of experience in coaching business owners in many countries. And she worked on in countries like Kenya, Belgium, France, South Africa, more than I can remember, to be honest with you. She is just amazing in everything she does. She's a speaker. She's also the host of DC Shark Tank and helped many business owners, startups, and entrepreneurs raise funds on the actual ABC Shark Tank show. Please help me welcome Yvonne Rivers. Hi, Yvonne. How's it going?
Hi, how you doing? Thank you, Ines, for this opportunity. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for making the time. I'm really excited about this episode today. So, Yvonne, do you want me to call you Yvonne or Phoebe? Because I heard so many people calling you both. What do you prefer?
Call me Phoebe. I've sort of branded myself the name of my company. So call me Phoebe.
Oh, wow. I love that. That is so powerful. Okay, Phoebe. Then we're going to go with Phoebe then. All right. So I know that you probably helped throughout your career hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses and business owners. But I wanted to know if you remember some of the, best success stories that, you still remember and throughout all those years, and you can probably share with us. And if there's anything to learn also, go for it.
Sure, absolutely, because Phoebe Marketing Group just celebrated 25 years. And so I did a live Facebook, and some of the people 20 years ago
Oh, wow.
were on the Facebook show. And so some of the success, I've got really 3 in mind I'd like to share. One particular one was back probably 20 some years ago. And she was an instructor at Johnson & Wales Culinary School. And she started home business on the side. So it was growing and building, whatever. And so I actually met her because I engaged her for a catering event for an event I was doing. And I saw she had the potential. But at that particular time, it really was a lot of snafus that particular evening. She was late, the plates and all of that, but she had that entrepreneurial spirit. And so what I said to her, I said, can we have coffee next week? And she really was looking for a coach. She needed a coach at that time.
How did you know?
Well, I knew that because, first of all, she was a great cook. Number 2, her style and how she presented with the customer service. I knew she wanted to do it. She was lack of staff. She was rushed because she was teaching during the day and whatever. So that was my time to reach out to her. Let's have coffee next week. And found out particularly that she was so serious about it. She was really one of the first business coaches 20 some years ago. A lot of people are saying business coaches now, but I started doing this 25 years ago. So working with her, she now has 2 culinary schools that teach classes and people come there for dinners, both adults and children. She and her twin sister.
Wonderful.
She and her twin sister,
So you coached the whole family.
Yes, involved the whole family. And to this day, she will say, you're like sitting on my ear these last 20 years, the things I've said to her. So
she still remembers what you said 20 years ago?
Yeah, I get all the money off the table. At the same time is do your best foot forward and stay in contact with your customers. So she's got so much repeat business because she's put these principles into practice along with that.
Wonderful.
Another idea is one of the people who really went to Shark Tank, young son and his mom, who's 15 years old. He was 12 years old when he started.
How old is he again?
He was 15 now, had made $1.8 million selling athletic wear, T-shirts, and all of that. He and his mom was a teacher, so he used his birthday money. Said, Mom, I want to buy some T-shirts with this birthday money. Got the birthday money, then went around to barber shops to sell it. Once he sold that, he's like, well, let me put it back in buying more. To now he has a $2 million business. And at the same time, one thing to learn for listeners who are looking at it, you can have money coming in, but do you have the framework around it to scale it?
Yeah.
So that's when I got involved with him to really help him grow even more. And he ended up pitching for the Shark Tank and ended up getting an investor.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That is a success story. That is what I'm talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
The third incident is about a young lady. She already had a business. She was a hairstylist for like 20-some years. And she was a runner. And, you know, they say not mother, is the invention. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Invention,
so she was a runner, so she had mittens. And she typically, when she got hot and running, she typically would take them off. She would say, it's got to be something that I can just pull them down. Well, she created it and got a patent for it. So while she's a hairstylist, she came to me and I was coaching her with classes online and the coach. And of course, she needed funding to get started. Well, she started applying for pitch competitions. She's now won over probably the past 18 months over 6 figures in pitch competitions. Her product is a mittens. And she had said that, I can only sell 4 months out of the year here in the U.S. I said, it's cold somewhere all the time. So we end up marketing to Iceland and Norway and Russia and so forth. And so now she's got a contract with a major outdoor retailer to be in all of their stores next year.
This is great. I love that. Yes. I really do. Let me bring my coffee because that's just amazing here. So,
but it starts with where you are. That's what I tell people.
Absolutely.
You know, don't regret small beginnings because it has to begin somewhere. It has to begin. You know, and I say this, and I don't know, but a national bank, and I'll call the name Capital One, I think they're nationwide. I saw them begin in Richmond, Virginia. It was one branch, one location. Then I'll say to those of you out there, Amazon began selling books online, you know, so look at starting where you are, then look to grow and scale.
I love that. I really love that. Yeah, this is awesome. And nowadays I see a lot of, and you probably do also see many coaches in almost everything, in pretty much everything, personal, spiritual, productivity coach, you know, relationship. What is exactly a coach? I mean, you've been doing this for the last 30 or 25 years. Yeah. What is exactly a coach?
A coach is a guide. A coach is a guide and to instill in you and see in you what you may not see in yourself. One particular thing, as I said to you about the caterer, I saw that she had the entrepreneurial spirit. She needed some coaching to get better. And I'm doing alignment with athletic coaches. When they see that raw talent in an athlete, or raw talent, I say the raw ideas and the inspiration, because it takes something special to be an entrepreneur. So when I see that, it's like, okay, let me help you achieve your fullest potential. Because that's one of my mission statements. We are the catalyst to your greatest potential to help you achieve it. So I'm there like the guideline to cheer you on as you're running down the track. And then if you go a little bit, hey, let's come on back. You know, it's the guide, as well as encouragement and see in you what you do not see. That's the purpose of a coach.
I love that. And probably some people who are listening to us right now, they're maybe thinking, especially business owners, probably thinking of hiring a coach like right now or sometime down the road. When do you think is the right timing to hire a coach, Phoebe?
Well, I would say look at where you are and look on whether you're achieving your fullest potential yourself. If you set goals for yourself and you're reaching them, or maybe you're not reaching them, or maybe you're reaching a goal, but you can see that you can do more. That's the time. Let me bring in someone to help me guide to reach that next level. Because if you've done all you can, you may, I don't use the word stagnant, but you may be at a level that you're not pleased with right now, but you want to grow. Bring in that coach.
Absolutely. And what do you think? I'm really curious. What do you think is the best way to measure the outcome of a coach? Because we're all about accountability right now and results and everything. How do you know that this was a successful experience for you?
You will know if you've been able to, once you're working with a coach, to
Mhm.
establish either systems, modalities, or goals that work with you, that you see you progressing. It takes time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. So you
Mhm.
sort of look at, okay, is this coach helping me to think differently? Is this coach helping me to put into systems that will be time saving and save me money and make me more money? Because a coach really, number one, needs to be successful in their own right. Because I can't coach you
Yes.
how to be successful if I'm not successful myself.
Myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
on my business card, my title is Chief Success Coach because my goal is to make my clients a success.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, everybody who knows me, they know that I'm a lot about technology and I'm a huge advocate of technology. So let's talk about technology and coaching a little bit.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. So have you heard about AI coach,
Mm-hmm.
AI coaches, AI based apps, things like that? Because I see a ton of new startups, building those AI based apps,
Right.
and they
Right.
claim, yeah, they claim them to be like a full-time type of coach providing you with customized advice and recommendations 24/7. What do you think of that?
I think it's an option to be in addition to or complement you having a strategy with a coach because it's sort of like you have to program, right? So
Yes.
you can't program if you're programming the wrong thing, but you don't know your target demographic, your market research, or whatever else. So you have to begin the way you intend to go. So in other
Mhm.
words, you need to do your own research, either with your coach or yourself or whatever, to be able
Yes.
to use that technology. Now, sure, bring on the technology because those are systems that will help us. We've come so far in the past 25 or 30 years, and we're just beginning. A lot of times we
Absolutely.
think, well, okay, I don't do things the same way I did 30 years ago, 20 years ago. And it's going to be
Absolutely.
even that much more technology every day. So you have to stay up with it. But I say you've got
Mhm.
to have a strategy in order to utilize AI technologies in these systems.
Absolutely. So they basically complete each other. It's
Yeah.
themselves. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. How about VR, Phoebe? So I don't know. You're seeing all those, VR technologies, thriving out there, and headsets becoming less and less expensive and more
Right.
performant.
Right.
Probably, I'm expecting. I'm a huge believer in VR, and I'm expecting VR to go mainstream sometime in the coming
Uh-huh.
years. But basically, do you see yourself holding, group coaching sessions in VR with headsets and having a team all over the world in real time, having something crazy like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In a sense, I do that now with group coaching with different time zones. So what you're speaking of is one in real time, be able to do it. And the technology is there because along with the system that you talk about, when you have
Hmm.
a system, a curriculum or whatever, you can replicate how I
Yes.
went from just only a US business in 2013, the past 8 years, to a global business. I
Hmm.
used my viable business model that I've been using here in the US for 20 years and simply replicate it to reach global networks. So I do see it. And you look at I say maximizing your potential with groups. You're going to
Hmm.
spend 1 hour or 2 hours in a class. I'd rather have 50,000 in a class virtually around the world than me talking to 10 people or 20 people or 100 people. Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And if we think about the VR possibilities, like probably we can enhance the experience
Yes.
with, I don't know, with they enhance it with the VR environment,
Mm-hmm.
add some other parameters to this thing. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. I can't wait
It
to
is.
see that happening in
It
the future.
is. Yeah.
There'd be a lot of fun. Probably
Yeah.
we can think of what we're doing right now through Zoom, like a 2D, two dimensions type of
Yes.
thing, and the next level is going to be 3.0 or something
Right.
coaching. Yeah, yeah, we don't know, but
I
that's
know.
going to be
I know.
exciting.
And with VR, as you say, it's like putting yourself in the situation that you're dealing with. So, in other words, I'm here in the US, I could place myself in India or in Africa or in Europe and whatever, and dealing with entrepreneurs there. And I always look at the sense too is that how can you be there and see their situation? Because with a
Hmm.
coach, you have to really know what's going on. I have a team who's in Africa, in 3 different countries in Africa. And so I'm learning now the different cultures of the different countries, because you can't perceive that when you come in and I've got a cookie cutter model, a mold to put people in.
It doesn't work.
Work directly with the people. What works for this culture in line with whether it's holidays and whatever. And you and I both know we're global mentors, so we know we have to deal with people from around the world.
Absolutely. And it's always learning experience both ways. Always. Absolutely. Okay, so we're getting towards the end a little bit, but I still have this question, and I really want you to answer it and take your time answering it. So, again, like you helped hundreds, if not thousands of businesses. What is the most maybe like the biggest mistake that you see most business owners make, over and over again, regardless of where they are in the world? And, and any final thoughts also, if you want to share with our listeners and viewers?
I think one of the biggest mistakes, and I've seen many businesses, successful businesses still make the same mistake. And I call it logistics. In other words, when I hear people talk about their goals, well, I want to reach 1 million or 2 million. We did 1 million this year. And so when they're planning, and they'll plan and they jump a big step. I say they jump a big step, because they don't have the step-by-step logistics or how are they going to grow from 1 million to 10 million, 2 million to 4 million or whatever. They just simply think it's going to happen. It's not just going to happen. So back again to having the systems of having done your market research. I had someone to tell me, well, they're going to reach 3 million people in this year. They're only operating in one state of the United States. So how the heck you going to reach 3 million people when you're not even global? So it's like, do your numbers, know your research, know your company. So you really have to say, if you want to reach 10 million revenue, well, how many potential clients do you have? What's the average sale? What's your average cost of getting a customer, the CAC? Know your numbers. Most entrepreneurs do not know their numbers. You ask them, what did it take their marketing costs to get to 1 million? Well, they don't know. So you've got to crunch the numbers, I would say, and look at logistically versus saying, well, I'm just going to do that. And I laugh at them and say, are you just pulling this from the air? Pick a number, any number, it'll work. So it's the details of it.
Yes.
And I say that the true entrepreneur knows this, that you have to do it. And unfortunately, some people think that they don't have to get to the nitty gritty, but you really do. You really do. Yeah.
Awesome. It's some basic stuff, actually. And it's interesting how we miss it sometime. And we just, look at the overall picture without going to the details, like you said.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Phoebe, very, very much. I really enjoyed it. I hope everyone enjoyed it as I did. Thank you for everything, for your time. And if anyone wants to reach out to you, they will find your information down below. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you liked this video as we did and enjoyed it. If you like to see more content like that, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel as well. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Phoebe, so much, and see you in the next episode.
Yes.